Snowy rolling hills, the gilded cottages of another era, and hometown friendliness. This is America's Norman Rockwell country, the painter so loved by his countrymen and so enchanted with small-town life, spent his last 25 years here in the Berkshires, Massachusetts. This collection of quaint New England towns is named for the rolling hills that run north and south along the state's western border. Today, the Berkshires is a favorite getaway for city folks from nearby Boston, New York, and Albany. The Berkshires means fine dining, great skiing, and a visit to a quieter time and place. And of course, a visit to Stockbridge, Massachusetts, and the Norman Rockwell Museum.
He wanted to celebrate the commonplace. He found dignity in the smallest task, and he represented that, and I think people see themselves in his painting.
Stockbridge Main Street at Christmas is a gallery favorite. Rockwell painted it over the course of a decade. As you explore the Berkshire towns, you'll see dozens of old inns. Locals call them gilded cottages. Built near the turn of the last century, they were summer homes to New England businessmen. Today, most of them are elegant country inns.
The inn was originally the summer house of Harley Procter, owner of the Procter & Gamble Company, and was built in 1912, and is now very famous for the staircase that really is a predominant item.
Down the road at another beautiful property, innkeeper Doug McLaughlin explained that the area's appeal is easy to understand.
I think this pretty well typifies Norman Rockwell in his paintings. This typifies a beautiful New England little village. It's like a breath of fresh air every day when you're out. You don't have the traffic, you don't have the hustle and bustle, but you do have the cultural things in the area. You do have everything you need within 45 minutes of here, so we're not lacking for anything.
Certainly not lacking for snow. In the winter, ski enthusiasts can enjoy some of the best slopes in the state. This is Jiminy Peak, not far from Stockbridge. If you're ready to slow things down, you'll enjoy a visit to Hancock Shaker Village. This religious community came to the U.S. from England in the 1700s and left a colorful legacy and a hands-on museum. The Shakers were religious dissidents, named for the way they trembled and shook while worshiping.
The Shakers as a society lived in this building. This is where they slept and ate, took their meals, and worshiped on a daily basis. Right now we're in what we consider the kitchen, which is where the sisters would have been preparing meals for 100 brothers and sisters.
Shakers are not Quakers, though they both have a connection to early Methodism. And as a celibate society, they're not at all like the Amish, who marry and have huge families. There are other things that make the Shakers distinct, too.
They were, as we like to say, techno freaks of their day. As soon as something new hit the street, they were right there to be the first one to have it. To the Shakers, to work was to worship. Every act of your day was an act of worship. So if you have a tool that can make your day or your task simpler, then you have more time to worship, and incidentally your byproduct then becomes more reverent.
If you like hands-on, then a stop at Old Sturbridge Village is also a must.
It's not like going to a museum where there are glass cases looking at old stuff. They're at a place where they interact with costumed interpreters and find out a little bit about what was going on in the early 19th century. They can see the blacksmith working on iron. They can see a housewife in the kitchen getting ready for the midday meal. Or they can go to a store and see what goods are available to purchase.
Old Sturbridge Village is perfect for families, and children love this place. The park has been open for 50 years, and from sleigh rides to gift shops, there's something for everyone. If you come on the weekend, you can join the villagers for a traditional 19th century New England pub night.
Well, the stagecoach just emptied out, and there's a whole crowd of people sitting upstairs, drinking, eating, playing all sorts of games, listening to music. And I believe there's a traveling puppeteer here tonight as well.
For more information on today's destinations, visit our website on topoftheworld.net.